Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
Here at James Wood High School, joined by Lady Colonel Senior Josie Russell. Josie, you've been here multiple years. Obviously, last season, falling one game short of making it into the playoffs. But just take me through your offseason. How'd your offseason go after that? I'm sure you're working harder trying to get back to more winning ways and getting into the playoffs come this year.
Yeah, our off season was good, but for me, I went into travel and then we went right into off season. And off season has been like pushing. That way we can get better and make it this year.
So not really much of a break from high school to travel. Can you take me through sort of what the differences are in your mind from the high school season to travel and what you're mainly trying to work on, if it's sort of the same stuff or if you're working on some different stuff from high school into travel? If you could just elaborate on that.
Travel is a little more faster pace and you have more utility out of everybody on your team. In high school, you have like the same utility, but it's more slower pace trying to like get these reps going and getting the score that you need.
So off-season workouts, season starts next week as we're recording this. How does it feel just getting back with the group of girls in the gym here at the newly renovated complex here at the athletic wing and just getting set for the start of a season?
It feels amazing. I've been waiting a long time for this one.
Absolutely. I know Coach Silver has mentioned some newer players coming up as well. How are you sort of welcoming them in and sort of guiding them onto how Coach Silver and Lady Colonel's basketball and how it's supposed to be done in a sense?
Well, us seniors are taking them under our wing. We're going out with them. We're talking to them, making them friends. They're not like friends, but like closer to us as family. And that way, when we get on the court, we all are family, and it's easier to get along and play better and play faster.
And I know Coach Silver is just one person, but having sort of the seniors being sort of like that leadership, what is that like to be there for the younger girls as well?
It feels good just showing them that we care for them and we want them to get better. That way it makes us better in the long run.
So last but not least, obviously year in and year out, it just seems like the competition around the Northwestern District is huge. Can you just, in your mind, what are you looking forward to most? And the district game seems to bring a huge crowd, and it's great basketball all in all.
I'm just really looking forward to getting the season off and having a winning record and making the playoffs and going to states. I'd look forward to that all year round.
Absolutely. Josie, really appreciate your time here. Best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Maddie, Shirley joins me now, another senior on the Lady Colonels basketball team. The season tips off in about a week. Not even that, but how's it feeling getting back into the swing of things here at James Wood?
It feels really good. I really like the team this year, and it feels like we're really together, which means it'll be a better season.
That's a big key, together, because it seems like teams, no matter who you're bringing in, who's returning, you have to have that bond. And for you to say you're having that bond this early, how huge is that?
It's amazing. I don't think any other year we've had it. So, like, we all hang out together, and it's just 10 times better.
Yeah, and going into basketball, not just the bond off the court, but that translates on the court. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, obviously, Coach Silver mentioned some younger players coming up. How do you sort of embrace them and show them the winning ways of Lady Colonels basketball?
I think it's just like they see us like show that energy, so then they are just like, oh yeah, this is fun. I want to be like this and do this with them. So
take me through your off season. What was that like?
My off season consisted a lot of soccer. I didn't do much basketball.
Oh, multi-sport.
Yeah.
Soccer, obviously two completely different sports, but how are you taking maybe some skill groups working on your body from soccer into basketball, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Basically, I don't know. It's just a lot going on. Like, I don't really know.
Would the speed be a factor? I would imagine, because soccer's a lot of running down the pitch trying to score that goal, but obviously some spurts of stopping, slowing down.
Yeah.
Does that help with speed and agility when it comes to the basketball court?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think soccer keeps me very in shape when basketball season rolls around, and vice versa with basketball and soccer.
Absolutely. So it seems like you don't really slow down.
Yeah.
Do you like going from basketball into soccer because it's winter into a spring sport?
Yeah, I do. I really like school sports a lot, so it just makes the whole year go by so fast, which is sad. But and then it like takes away from that school part where I'm not. I have more stuff to do.
Absolutely. So, last but not least, obviously getting set for the start of the season as we're recording this, a lot of great competition around. How do you like the competition in this area and playing in the Northwestern District?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends, so even if we lose or if we win, it's like the outcome doesn't really matter. You're always still friends, even if you're not that close with people. And the competition, a lot of teams are really good, so you just have to like brush it off and keep going.
Absolutely. Really appreciate your time, Maddie, and best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Nayah Edwards joining me, another senior on the Lady Colonels basketball team. The situation's a little bit different. You're unable to play right now. Obviously, I'm sure you're itching to get back onto the court soon, but off the court, you're off to the side during practice. What is that like being there as one of the senior leaders on the team? Because I heard from the previous two, Josie included, and it seems like you're taking the younger players under your wing. What is that like, even though you're not contributing on the floor yet?
Yeah, I think it's definitely hard to like just have to sit there and watch them, but I think it's a great opportunity to be able to show my leadership skills off the court and being able to help my teammates and still form friendships with the younger girls and be there.
Yeah, and sort of when it comes to watching them in scrimmages and practices and games, being a senior, do you sort of look and see maybe if they're doing something wrong, coaching them up to sort of correct to get them doing it the right way in a sense?
Yeah, I think watching the younger girls, I see myself in a lot of them, especially for my first seasons playing here and just being on the court with the older girls and experiencing that is great. And I love to help in any way I can. And it's very fun, actually, because you can still joke around, but also have your serious moments while making them better.
Yeah, so Josie and Maddie mentioned that this team is very together. And I'm going to ask you the same question I asked them. How does it feel being so close in the season hasn't even started yet?
I think it's very good. I think it's a great thing to have, especially like I feel like in previous seasons our team hasn't been that close, but I think this year we've probably been the closest we've ever been, and I think that'll just help us play better and have better chemistry on and off the court. Clearly, with with the relationships we've formed.
Absolutely. And again, I know you're itching to get back on the court, but let me just ask you the competition around this area, year in and year out, it seems like the Northwestern District across the board has great basketball. Just take me through your thoughts on the competition around here.
Um, it definitely gets really tough at certain point in games. And I think that the competition, like, I feel like every year it just gets harder, especially when you lose seniors, but you still have upcoming players, and then every team just has to really fight for their spot, I believe.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Get better soon, and best of luck to you and the crew this season.
Thank you so much.
Hailey Harlow joins me, a sophomore who put in a lot of work this past freshman year, from the freshman year to the off season, in putting in more work from what I've heard during travel season. Take me through your freshman year collectively, and how are you looking to improve this year?
Freshman year, I was on varsity and JV, and I think it was good because I got to like learn how varsity works, but I also got to like play a lot on JV, and that was good. And then during travel, I just got to like learn the plays really good, and it's good because like Sanford's the coach for travel also, so I like know how it worked.
Oh,
And then
wow.
um Yeah.
So getting Coach Silver as your coach, high school and travel. So you sort of know how he operates. Does that give you sort of an advantage when it comes to travel and knowing what he expects, even though you're not playing high school ball and vice versa?
Yeah, kind of, because we like ran a lot of the same plays, and there's a lot of the same some of the same players on the team for there that I had during high school, so it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. So just take me through off season, getting set for a season that starts on Monday as we're recording this. Most of the players have said this is a tight knit group. What is that like? I know you're a sophomore, one of the younger players on the team, but putting in some great work for the Lady Colonels. What is that like to be so close as the season tips off on Monday?
It's good because we're all like close with each other, and we can communicate good, and we kind of like know how each other's strengths and weaknesses and what we can work on and stuff. And yeah, it just helps a lot.
Absolutely. What are you looking forward to most about this upcoming season?
I think that we like have a good team, and that I think we're gonna be able to win a lot of games. So I'm excited and hope that we have a good season. And
Yeah, absolutely. Hailey, really appreciate your time and best of luck to you this season. Cam Wetzel joining me now, a freshman coming up from middle school playing varsity basketball. First and foremost, what is that like getting the opportunity to play varsity basketball at the high school level?
I think it's amazing being getting the opportunity. Um, I definitely put in hard work over the summer, so I wasn't shocked that I got it, but I was also very surprised at the same time.
So, being a freshman, how have the upperclassmen on this team sort of welcomed you in? Because I know, I didn't really play sports, but I know going into high school, that's sort of an unknown experience. So, what was that like being a part of this team and them welcoming you with open arms?
They were very welcoming, very nice, kind of instructed me through the whole thing, and I feel like we're starting to bond as a family more.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the girls I've talked to mentioned that this bond seems very close. How huge is that? I know you've been on sports teams before. How huge is that to have this bond so close to the start of the season?
I think it's very huge. If you don't have a bond, you're not really working together, and the plays aren't going to work well either.
Absolutely. So, what are you looking forward to most, a freshman on this team playing high school basketball at the varsity level?
I want to improve a lot. I know I'm not going to get much playing time, but all the playing time I get, I just want to score because I'm a three-point shooter, so I just want to score.
All right, absolutely. Best of luck to you this season. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Now pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Lady Colonels for James Woods, Sanford Silver. Coach, you've been in this for quite some time, basketball, not just at the high school level, but all over. How does it feel to embark on a new season of Lady Colonels basketball?
It feels pretty exciting. We have great expectations, coming into this season, and with all the new players that have come aboard, it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Absolutely. Just take a look at last season. Obviously, falling one game short of the playoffs. I know not where you wanted to end up, but how do you build off some of the successes that you have and translate it into this upcoming season?
I think as last season, we were one hurdle away. Well, we actually beat teams that actually went further than we did and went on to states. And I think that gives us a good feel about coming into this season, and we just got to get over the mountain.
Absolutely. Can you sort of touch on just in your mind, obviously, with the playoffs, you're on the outside looking in. With that new region format, they eliminated sort of that district tournament. So every game adds a little bit more weight. And I'm not saying that not every game you're trying to go out and win, but just that the game, each and every game, adds that much more weight in terms of trying to make it into the playoffs. Can I just get your thoughts on that region format and what that's like in your mind?
I'm not a fan of the way that format is set, but we have to go with what we have and make the necessary adjustments. So it just requires that much work during the off season that we're allowed to do. And then it makes you focus and retool things more quickly within season, game by game situations to come out on a positive note because now every game matters.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you sort of touch on the off season, what that was like, getting the girls back in the gym? Maybe I know some coaches I've talked to were a part of some fall leagues. What was the off season like for you all?
I think the offseason was real good and very promising for us. It gave us some of our return players that played for our travel leagues, and we had a real good winning season and winning formula from that. And we was able to mix in with other of our local high school players that have done good in their schools, and we actually made some of them better, and then they actually made us better. So it all worked hand in hand. So it should come out to look real good on both ends. And it just really prepared us, and it kind of made all of us in the community gel together, no matter what high school we represented it. So I thought it was a real good process.
Absolutely. And I spoke to numerous of your players before getting to you about, and they're saying how this team, they're so close together. In the mind of a coach, how promising is that to hear that your girls are getting along, doing stuff on and off the court, and a close bond as you get set for the start of a new season?
I think that means a lot. I mean, the more you can gel now and the more you can come together as a complete unit and family, as I've always taught all of my athletes, to me, it's more than basketball. So when we can bond like this, we need to bond with our community, with our family and friends. And again, with just on a team within itself, it builds a real good culture that can only produce great things. It teaches you to fight for each other and have each other's back, whether if you do good, whether if you do bad. So it brings that sisterhood together, and it makes a great season when everyone can get along.
And I know you're just one person. You can only do so much when it comes to coaching. How much do you sort of rely on your seniors like Josie and Maddie to sort of help out with that leadership at times?
Well, with Josie, Maddie, and Nayah Edwards, who's injured a little bit right now, and now Arby Nail, who's out sick today, but we rely on those leaders tremendously because now they've already been in my system. They know the expectations of what I'm looking for as a head coach and a representative of James Wood, and it's spilling down over to them. So now it goes from the coaching staff down to the leaders on the team, and now from the leaders on the team to the other players. And when everyone buys into it, only good things can happen from that.
And you mentioned to me off camera about some of the younger players coming up, having high expectations for them. What are you seeing as of sort of the younger classmen as you get ready for this season as well?
I see a lot of sense of urgency of really wanting something and wanting something special, and they have a great desire to receive the coaching knowledge and ability that we're able to bring to the table for them, and they've leached onto that very, very well. Have a little spark, a few little shooters and slashers. So all that helps out a whole lot.
Absolutely. Just gotta get your thoughts just randomly. How do you like this new wing up in here?
Hey, I think it's awesome. It's gorgeous when you walk in here. It makes you feel very proud of what the school has accomplished, of the major transformations. And you go into the gymnasium, it just makes you feel like you're at a college. You kind of feel, they make you feel great.
Absolutely. So, Coach, can you sort of take me through in your mind the competition in the Northwestern District? I know year in and year out, there's a lot of great competition. Just in your mind, what's it like coaching a team in this district?
Well, I think it's normally you have all of us are able to play very well and be pretty tough. I think this district actually has been tough for the last I don't know how many years, and just make it tough for everyone. I mean, and again, by it being tough like this, a school like James Wood that I've been now here for 4 years, whether we win, lose, or however, we're so competitive where scholarships have been given to multiple athletes since our tenure here, So all that stuff goes hand in hand. Now, we'll say losing a player like Brooklyn Medina, who could shoot the ball at the college level and really NBA level, as far as that's concerned, and was a real good guard for us, will affect us. But Aubrey Nail, and again, the young player Cam, and that's coming onto the scene, will be able to help us. And as long as Claire Snell, so we got a couple uprising guards that we really are going to have to depend on in order to be very competitive in this season, especially losing a real good guard out of the area.
Yeah, and just taking a look at your schedule, having the 3-4 game stretch to start the season with a day or two off in between. Just take me through what you like out of your schedule this year.
Well, I can tell you the first 2 weeks are going to be tough because you just hit it right there. You got a game on Monday, game on Wednesday, game on Friday, followed back up with 3 more games. I think 4 more games the following week, including a Saturday. So these young athletes going to, the work that we put into the gym now has to prepare us for what lies ahead for us, which is a very tough schedule. You're talking 7 games within a 2-week time frame, pretty much. So that's going to be pretty tough. But I think they're physically fit and ready for it. And that's the good thing about it with the off season. And with the off season, I think our numbers were great during the off season. We had about 19, 20 coming in here in off season. I think that might be the largest number in a long time. Even prior to my tenure being here. So that shows you got some hungry people for stuff.
Yeah, and you mentioned the games where you're maybe back to back to back, 1 day rest. When it comes to the offseason, how are you sort of preparing your players for the stretches like that where you're going game to game to game and not a lot of practice in between, in a sense?
I think with multiple players that have played travel, that's the one good thing I can tell you about travel. Is that when you play several games one day and you got to go right back the next day and double up those games, and we've been in that situation. So that's what has prepared us for battle, and we should be ready for it.
You heard it from the man himself, the head coach of the Lady Colonel, Sanford Silver, right here on the Kirby on Sports podcast. Coach, can't thank you enough for allowing us to come out to talk to you all today, and looking forward to working with you all season. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for all that you do, Josh, in the community and for our area schools, because without this, it wouldn't be possible. And for you taking the time to do this, I am 100% assured that all schools and colleges appreciate everything that you're doing, because it makes the athletes feel so great, and it adds a special touch to any high school, and it makes it feel that much more special.
Appreciate your time for sure. Appreciate the kind words, and looking forward to working with you all season.
Thank you.